Folks, welcome back to the channel 100 before 40 and beyond. In this video, folks, we tell you the rest of the story of the 3 Amigos 2024. It was such a roller coaster ride, folks, and I hope you enjoy the remaining part of the 3 Amigos 2024.
Right, folks, this is number 3 of 3. Let's see if we'll get to see the finish line. We have successfully seen the start, but we don't know if we'll see the finish line. 3 of 3 amigos. We are feeling good. Currently this is a mat-to-mat race, so we will start as slow as can be. But as you know, we'll see how it goes. Guys, it's 3 of 3. We managed to make it to the start.
Yes.
But I got about 30 minutes of sleep after driving like a madman through the night.
And I was the lucky one because these two didn't sleep at all.
We didn't sleep.
I'm not sure what time Nozuko was up yesterday, but Vijay was up at 4 a.m.
Oh no.
and he's still going.
We are still going.
I was up at 5 a.m.
And she's still going.
No sleeping,
Yeah.
but we're here.
So
And
yes.
for the record, folks, we paid to do this. You mustn't,
paid. It wasn't
you mustn't think we're getting paid.
There's pain and suffering.
Yes. There is pain and suffering here.
No compensation.
Okay, we must row. Let's row.
We're going down.
Let's row.
All the downs we must roll.
Release the brake. Just
All
row.
right. But yeah, folks, the plan today is to make it in cut-off time. Yesterday, we've got to tell you about this.
Yeah.
We were finishing in the dark. We were in Ottosdal, the night race. We arrived nicely at 5:30. Well, not at 5:30, but around 5 o'clock. Got dressed, got our race numbers. But there was a very long prayer
Yes.
before the start of the race. So this race was supposed to start at 17:30
On the dot.
on the dot. But it started, in my opinion, not that it matters much at
It's
this
an
stage.
opinion, guys. Don't
But
take it as facts. We don't want to
I
be.
reckon the race started at about 17:34. So we went out. The sun was still shining. It was hot. They lit the lanterns. And as we were coming back, it was just a fiery road.
Sorry, we interrupt this broadcast for a commercial break. We are now at 11 kilometers. Okay, we had to pay the bills.
We had to pay the bills.
And last year this time, Bryge told me he'll never do what he did last year. This 3 race crazy now.
Yes. So anyway,
But here history.
Yes.
the lanterns were on. We eventually managed to regroup round about 35 odd Ks, and it was very nice to have the whole crew there. Even Mr. Don, who has been missing in all our footage, finally graced us with his presence in his pink tutu. So yeah, we started running and we were very excited because we knew we had a comfortable finish. We had more than enough time to finish this race. But to our shock, in fact, just intuitively, as we got to 41 Ks, we just said, you know what? This race was supposed to start at 17:30. What happens if these oaks just decide to cut us off? Let's just sprint.
2300.
Let's just sprint. I don't know where it came from, but all 4 of us started sprinting like madman and a woman. There were 2 women, one dropped, but eventually one dropped off. And As we get there, 2300 on the money as I stepped over the mat and the gun went off. Ha! Cut off. We still had 4 minutes in the bank as we stopped our watches. We could not believe this. But that was the story of last night. Eventually we managed to light our little gas stove, made 2-minute noodles, and start our journey back to Johannesburg. We arrived this morning just around 4 a.m. and as we said, Farai managed to catch a 30-minute snooze. And some of us, well, we were just excited to be running this race, so we did not sleep.
Let's start from the right. We have Nozuko, the other maid runner. And then there is Bryge. Samaisi for today.
How's it, folks?
How's it going, Bryge?
Guys,
Number 3 in the 2
3.
days.
3 in 2 days.
Yeah.
The going is tough today. The legs are not responding in the usual manner. As we always say, call me on any day and tell me we're going for a run and I'm up for it. Today is not that day, guys. I am feeling it. And I'm only on the first lap.
Yeah.
So hopefully, second lap, the legs would have warmed up a little bit and we can see the finish line.
Yeah. Okay, we are delaying him. We have to release them so that they can go. Okay, in this bunch, he is the sane one. He's the one who's only doing 1 today.
Yeah.
Not the third one today.
No. I'm saying.
He may have an objective analysis,
Yeah.
objective view of how the race is going.
From my point of view, and I can only talk for myself. So far, so good.
Disclaimer, we didn't pay him anything to say something nice. Yeah.
No, but if you had offered me the right price, it's not too late. You can always up your offer.
Bryge, you heard that.
And then 5 days.
Also,
How's that for
let's hear your analysis.
Yeah, no. It's the second day. No sleep at all. But I'm grateful that I'm still moving. And I can still smile and talk. We are going to finish. But it's not easy. We are pushing it. Yes. At least the race has got opportunities for us to move. We are not climbing that much. So we're just taking it at an easy pace, mixing that with walking so that we can breathe. We still have about 23 k's to go or 24. But yes, we'll keep on reaching out to you. Shepherds.
At least they are breathing. I'm breathing through the wound. There, folks, I made it sound like I was joking, but the truth is I was breathing through the wound. Because I just was battling. I couldn't get going no matter how hard I tried. So I decided, well, I'm going to stay back. I would leave the guys go, let me not delay them. And I tried to stick with them for the next few kilometers, but it just didn't happen. And when I got to this part, the halfway split, I was tempted to go left. I was tempted to walk straight to the finish and wait for the guys. It had been a bad day at the office and I thought, what's the end goal of this? I'll just walk straight to the finish and quit and try again next year. But the guy who kept shouting 42 right, 42 right, kind of gave me hope, kind of gave me something to react to. I then kept right, turned right, and I expected to see the halfway mark, but lo and behold, it was not right there. It was a further 400 or so meters away. But by the time I crossed that part, that halfway mark point, I sort of felt rejuvenated that, look, the distance that I had to cover was slightly shorter than the distance I had already covered. Park run to go and some 200 meters, but we are almost there. Let's see how it goes. At this stage, folks, apart from my excitement of just having a park run to go, I had caught up with the guys. They were simply 300 meters or so ahead of me, and I had decided I'm going to keep them in sight and keep them in sight. And when they ran, I ran. When they walked, I walked. Eventually, I caught up with them just after the 38-kilometer mark and stayed with them. But I had to narrate my story to them. I had to tell them of how many times I had quit the race. And if it weren't for the race not having bailer buses or bailer cars, I would have bailed out. It was only that issue of how would I get to the finish that kept me going, even though I was completely finished. From the 37K mark, folks, I knew I had done it. I knew the marathon was done. It was done and dusted. But stepping on that grass, those final 400 meters or so, yes, it felt like 400 meters, even though it's supposed to be 200 meters. I knew that mission had been accomplished. From almost quitting 3 times during this race, here we were. We had triumphs. The marathons had fallen. The 3 Amigos 2024 had fallen. All that pain and suffering immediately turned into joy, immediately turned into some excitement, something to write home about, that we had done it. I had done it despite all odds. And that finish sign in front of us, they just brought some feeling that I could not describe at the time. Looking back, it was probably some adrenaline rush and not believing that I had come this far. Yeah!
Well, this week was quite a massive weekend, I must say. The only time in SA when you can run 3 marathons over 2 days. They call it the 3 Amigos. Initially, we were supposed to run the last Amigos last year and call it a wrap. But unfortunately, we have a friend called Bryge. He's nuts, that one. Peanuts. He wanted to do the 3 Amigos. So, off the plan was set. And we decided to do the 3 Amigos with a little twist this time around. I must say, the traveling this around was a bit better. We were more organized and we knew what to expect. So off we went to do collections before we left for Middelburg. Collections for JC were quite a breeze, very nice. We just walked into the shop, got our race packs, and off we went. We headed to MCC 5-in-1. That's a very, very beautiful marathon in Middelburg. It's very nice, I must say. MP is beautiful. The marathon itself, yes, undulating hills, up, down, up, down. But if you don't conserve your energy and if you go up too fast, you'll pay the price. The last 8Ks, they became a real challenge. But by that time, you get to an aiding station, which looked more like breakfast for me, and I did enjoy the watermelon. I must say it was some of the sweetest watermelon I've ever had. To Ottosdal, what a gem of a marathon. If you haven't done a day-nighter, Ottosdal is the marathon to run. This time around, we were so fortunate that the sun was not so hot, and also the wind did not play so much of a factor in the evening. Temperatures, I think, ended around 21 degrees Celsius, which is very warm. We had a very, very good run apart from the last kilometer where we were told Guys, if you want the medal, you have to move. And boy, did we move. Johnson Crane, the grand finale, the biggest marathon in January, I think I must say. Wow, what a start, what atmosphere. We started off pretty late because we were right at the back and exhausted. But we managed to get to the end. And one particular time, the maths was not added up. I got to halfway close to 2 hours, 20 minutes. And then I thought I was only left with another 2 hours, 40 minutes to finish the marathon, which was like, I don't know what my maths was doing. Until I had an extra hour. So run, walk, all the way to the finish. And the rest, like they say, was written in the books.
Very excited to be telling you about this episode because this week we're talking about chasing the medals. And as you can see, I've already got one around my neck. So we started with this race, which is in Middelburg. It's called the MMC 5-in-1. And I can say, guys, I was very excited about this race. I've never run this race before. It was my first time. We drove down on Friday and slept at a backpackers in Middelburg. And therefore the morning was quite easy getting to the race. Got up to a very good start. The aid stations were amazing. The race is supposed to be a double lapper in my opinion, I think, but it's not quite a double lapper. There are some twists and turns in there, but you do go around the very beautiful neighborhoods of Middelburg. I actually enjoyed the golf course that we saw, and if I was a golfer, I would definitely make a turn there for a round or two. But yes, I really enjoyed this race, and I was quite excited to be chasing the medals that afternoon. So right, folks, we had to drive from Middelburg to Ottosdal and pick up a friend in Pretoria on the way. That was going to be a cumulative around 3 to 4 hour drive, and bearing in mind that we are now looking at a finish that we had finished the race around about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So we were cutting it fine on time, but as you can see, we did collect the second medal. It's a beautiful drive, very scenic route, and not much happening except a lot of potholes, of course. And we made it to the race and collected our race numbers quite easily, very well organized. They did make a promise that if I completed the lucky draw card, I could win a diamond. I did do so and I put it in the white box. I am certain about it, but I don't think I won. But we did start, and as soon as the sun set, we were well on our way and the lanterns were lit. So you would see a nice stream of lanterns burning along the route. It was an out and back, and the aid stations as usual did not fail us. Everybody was having quite a party, well lit in the middle of nowhere. But I can tell you, where we were running, it felt very, very, very dark. Soon when we were on our way, the team split up and I was left to my thoughts, and I thought about many a thing. But anyway, all I can tell you is we did fight very hard to get to the finish line, and we managed to regroup as the people doing the 3 Amigos and collected this beautiful medal. I definitely will give this one a 5 out of 5, and I can tell you that I will be excited to go back to do the Ottosdal Nite race. It was very, very unique. We did finish around 11 p.m. and knew that we needed to eat very quickly, and we knew we needed to get to Benoni, where we were going to prepare for the next race, which was starting on Sunday morning at 5:30. So yeah, it was going to be close. The team 100 before 40 and beyond never disappoints. Another one in the bag. We did collect it in Benoni. Unlike the previous races we had run the day before, this was a sellout crowd. I can tell you I could not hear myself think when I was running through that crowd because there were so many people. In Middelburg, I think the finishing crowd was around 130 people in the 42K, but I don't know what the stats are for the Johnson Crane Marathon. The Johnson Crane Marathon is a double lapper and really a nice route with a lot of down runs as you go along. It takes you all the way through Benoni. A few parts of it is a bit industrial, but the water was ice cold. It was very, very nice. But the challenge for us was this was the third marathon in 2 days. So we had to dig really, really, really deep. Fortunately for us on this route, it was a 6-hour cutoff, unlike the Ottosdal Marathon. And I'm very happy that we managed to finish as a group, and we're looking forward to the next adventure. My amigos tell me that they're not doing this event again, but I am certainly looking forward to it again. If anybody out there wants to do something fun, please call me up and we'll probably go for a run.
It was such a lovely race. I think the race pack collection was smooth. We arrived there, I think 10 or 15 minutes before the race start, and we did not have any problems. It was quick. I think it's because many people had already collected their race packs. The start was not that congested. The crowd quickly spread out, so that was good. The aid stations, as usual, folks, I think we are now sounding like a broken record. We praise fish for the ability to swim, but the aid stations were brilliant. And the outstanding one, folks, was that HCC Industries aid station. I think that was just a vibe. I managed to grab a piece of burevos there, even though down the line I was thirsty because of the salt. But take nothing away from them. It was the best aid station for me. The rest of the aid stations were adequately stocked. You could get what you wanted. There was enough water and some bananas or fruit. I had a piece of watermelon, which was really sweet, one of the best watermelon I've had. And other than that, folks, because we were in such a hurry, such a rush to get to Ottosdal, we did not get time to lazy around after the race and see if there was anything else going on, and see the other guys finish, see the other guys at the cutoff, and see whether the cutoff was actually at the time that they had said would be the cutoff. And for the second one, folks, if you follow these race reviews, you would know that last year, 2023, I ranked the Ottosdal Nite Marathon as one of the best marathons that I did in 2023. And this year, folks, did not disappoint. It was the same Ottosdal Nite Marathon, well organized. The aid stations were superb as usual. The guys at the aid stations were friendly. It was good to see a lot of school kids coming out to support. Then as the night fell and it became dark, I still could look forward to the aid stations, because at least I knew after I think there were 2 or 2.5 kilometers, there was something to look forward to. There was a bunch of people who were so energetic and who wanted you to keep going, and who were there ready to help you, ready to aid you, ready to give you like a boost to keep going. So again, folks, I ranked the Ottosdal Nite Marathon up there, even though it's just the beginning of the year. Then, folks, the Johnson Crane Marathon. And let me be fair, because I was already having a bad day. I was having a bad weekend when I got to the Johnson Crane. So I may not be giving a very objective assessment of how the race organization was, but let's try. I think the start was superbly controlled, even though there were many people. I think they did a very good job to control the crowd. I was one of those who arrived late and I came from the front, but the referees and the officials said, no, you are not going to go through the front. You have to wait until all the people have passed. And eventually, I think 3/4 through the field, they felt sorry for us and let us start. But the point is, they did not take any latecomers in the front. And as we started, as you'd expect with a big marathon like that, it was a bit congested going out and turning left. But once you turned left, you were on your way, and I cannot complain there. Then the aid stations, folks, as usual, the Johnson Crane does not disappoint. They were superb. So again, I would say kudos to the race organizers. It was brilliant. And as you've heard from Bryge, folks, there was a story about never again. I'm retiring. I'm not going to do it again. I don't know why we're doing this and that sort of thing. But once I got home, I slept over it. And as you know, time is a healer. I quickly retired from retirement and said, look guys, we need to try again one more time. So I will be there next year. Definitely, barring any serious injuries, I will be there. This year I had an injury, but it didn't stop me from going there. So next year, I will be back. So there you have it, folks. That's all for the 3 Amigos 2024. I hope you enjoyed following our journey. I hope some of you were inspired. I hope we awakened that crazy side of you, and hopefully next year you'll be giving it a go. You can try either the Acacia, Wonder Park Acacia, Ottosdal, then Johnson Crane, or you can try the MMC BMS 5-in-1, Ottosdal, then Johnson Crane. The MMC BMS 5-in-1, Ottosdal and Johnson Crane being slightly difficult in my view because of the traveling, because you need to add another extra hour and a half to hour 45 minutes of traveling compared to a person that would travel from Wonder Park Acacia to Ottosdal. But all in all, folks, as you know, the easiest marathon is the one that you are not doing. For as long as you're doing a marathon, it's not going to be easy. It's challenging. It takes something out of you. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. See you in 2025 on the 3 Amigos.